wrapping up.
Privileged.
People are actually.
Hi, Sean.
We're just getting out of carrying shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was not the plan. That was not the plan.
Wrapping up Friday at Ellis weekend. Just got done with all the lectures. Bobby Eckert kicked us off there. Entertaining.
Yeah.
Visceral hatred for Sidney Crosby, I've learned.
Yeah. Loves Lemieux, though.
Yes, I did find that out.
Yeah, you
yes.
find that out last year. That couple of guys. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on, I'm good. I'm drinking coffee here. Coffee.
So I got with me now Danny Barr from the city of Pittsburgh and many other places.
Ooh.
How's it going?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Yourself?
Good.
Yeah.
A little bit less stressed now. Things are kind of not done, but I mean, they're running. You got the machine oiled. Things are kind of going.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Done yelling at people for the day.
yeah, exactly. You know, first day's done. It's always the first day. I always say the first 24 hours, and initially the night leading in is kind of intense. It's exciting. You run into people, and it's one of those things where I was talking with somebody yesterday. There's a lot of people you know locally, right? Like I know you locally. There's other people I can point out and know locally, but then there's all these other folks, the 30, 40 other guys that come in that I know just as well as I know you, and I don't see them on a regular basis. So now you're like, I want to go talk to him. We can talk about this, but he's over there, and I'm not going to see him. So it's like you don't want to feel like you're jaded. Other guys that you see kind of can see are within a driving distance, and some of these guys are states away.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of guys that feel the same way, and I see that with a lot of the FDIC guys that go out there, Crawford, Robertson, and Andy, and many of the other guys, Champo, JJ, all them guys. You run into them infrequently, so you want to get that moment, and everybody's trying to fight for that. So it's a wild and interesting.
And then here I am walking around trying to get him to sit in front of a camera.
I know. Yeah, but you did well. How many did you get so far?
6, 7, maybe 8. I don't know.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be, the best part is you be here later and you catch them when you're drinking. But of course, that could get really haywire. I wouldn't do that one live. I'd do that. Those should be recorded. Those should be recorded. Yeah. Unless you got somebody back there like me, bleeping out the activities there. But yeah, so this is it's my first time being on a podcast in a sense.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. For those that don't know you, I met you. I think one of the first times I met you, actually, you probably didn't know it, but you were real hungover.
Oh shit.
You were teaching when we burned those buildings at La Roche.
Yep.
Back when.
Yep.
Petruzzi and those guys. You were teaching with them, and I remember you got there a little bit late one morning. And you just looked a little under the weather. And then I found out about what happened the night before and the carrying on.
Yeah, sometimes things get exciting. Oh, here comes the fire cart. No, keep going. It's cool. Love the fire cart.
They're bringing a fire cart through, ringing a bell. It's good background noise.
Go get him. Get the fire runner out there. The hose wagon coming through.
Yeah, aim the camera.
There it is. The hose wagon's coming through.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's awesome.
That works. Would be a good Ellis weekend without beers and hose wagons coming through your lobby?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So, just take me back for a minute.
Sure.
Was Aetna your first venture in the fire service?
Actually, no. No, that it's so interesting because actually the first fire station, when I went to basic training, I was stationed at Fort Benning with a bunch of guys, volunteers, and got talking offside because we didn't want to talk about the military because we're there doing military stuff. And they said, join the volunteer department. When I came back, there was 1-800-FIRE-LINE was on. I don't know if many people remember that, but you'd call and they would hook you up with your closest volunteer department. Well, I knew that Millville was right on the other side of the 40th Street Bridge because I lived in Lawrenceville right behind now Children's Hospital. And up until a year ago, I lived there for all my life, actually, other than Garfield. And I was like, well, I'm going to try this volunteer thing. Figured out that, and my parents supported me and said, go do it. So I did. And they were like, well, when I called, they were like, hey, Aetna is your contact point, this and that. And I'm like, Aetna? I'm like, I'm not opposed to Aetna or Green Fire Trucks. I mean, I spent 20 years there.
Yeah.
So, but they were like, no. I was like, what about Millville? I'm like, literally halfway across 40th Street Bridge is Millville. And they're like, oh, all right. So they gave me the name. So that's where I started. And one of the guys here, Jimmy Tunstall, was there. Carl Kavanaugh, Jimmy Majewski. There was a handful of guys that were there at that day. Eddie Carlino and Ryan Fitzpatrick, all awesome guys that I got on with down there. I spent several years. And, as departments go through changes, volunteer departments go through changes at points in time, right? People get married, they have kids, they grow. And I was enough years behind that I was kind of out of the loop. We were all hanging out and doing stuff, and then it got to the point where they all had to make decisions to reprioritize things, which is good.
Yeah.
And looking back, I thought they don't want to hang out with me anymore. And that's not really the case, right? It was really they had to prioritize their family and their lives and their work. And firefighting was, kind of a true want, but not a necessity for them at that point in time. We came to calls, but hanging out was a different story. But I started taking a lot of classes at Allegheny County and throughout the county, and I started running into guys from Etna and the rest of the North Hills. Many other people I got to know. And during that brief period of time in Millville, I started experiencing different departments. I was a member at Guy Suda, 219 back in the day.
Was Larry Cylinder there?
He was. Yeah. He was. Senior.
Oh, yeah.
Larry Cylinder Senior.
Yeah.
And Carlino was out there. That's kind of my in, was Carlino. But there was a bunch of guys. Newell was out there. Wazzy, Joe Wazik, or Wazalewski. Actually, it's his full name. We always called him Wazzy. He was a medic. And Tertenzo was the chief at the time. And there was a handful of other guys out there that I got to know and appreciate, and I was sort of there. And then I ended up going with beyond that, or right after that, I'll take the bullhorn. Don't forget the bullhorn. I know. Thanks, Joe. I ended up my buddy Fitz ended up becoming a live-in at Monroeville 4. And he said, "Hey, why don't you come out here?" So I started hanging out there. Next thing you know, I'm a member out there. And Guy Suda transitioned a little bit, so I kind of said, you know what, I'm not gonna make you throw me out. I'll bow out and be done. I'm cool with it. And I went to Monroeville 4, and that's when I hung out at Monroeville 4 on a regular basis. And I looked at it was completely different than Millville. And at that time it was a faux pas, right? To early 2000s, 2000 to 2005 was kind of a faux pas to be a member. Oh, can you be a member of two different volunteer departments? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, I'm going there to just try and gather their information, and learn from what they're doing. And Scotty's here from Monroeville 4. I saw him running around. He was an officer out there. I got to know him from out there, and several other. I think Doug Holt was the chief at the time, and I know a lot of guys. Eric Lexel was out there, I think, hanging out. He's here. He's now new treasurer of the Fools. And I got to meet a lot of people, and I got to take in a lot of experience from them, right? I mean, that's, I think, what every instructor today kind of harped on was, find the guys that have been other places and take their experience, and blend that experience together. So, and then in 2005, I ended up getting to know a lot of the Etna guys, and then I started with Etna in 2005, officially.
When did you get hired in the city?
So that's an interesting. It was officially February of 2007.
Okay.
After a one trip to the sandbox, unplanned, unsolicited, I got the letter in spring, early summer. Got notification. Congratulations, been hired by the city of Pittsburgh.
And you lived in the city then?
Yeah.
Okay, because that was back when they had a residency.
Right. Yeah. And so I started there, and then I was excited about that. And then shortly after that, a few days later, I got orders, report to order, Fort Seal, Oklahoma, for training to deploy to Iraq. And I was like, son of a... like, really? This is the timing we're going to go with. And yep, that's what it was. I had to formally file a civil service with them to tell them I want the job, but I can't accept it. I have to deploy. So I went to Balad, Iraq from 05-06. About the same time, actually. What's entertaining is Scotty and I were both in Iraq at the same time in
Oh,
the
really?
same, pretty much the same area. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. He was signed special forces, so we can't talk about him. But I was on a Balad Air Base, assigned to a target acquisition battery, which is a radar battery, and my job was communications. So I did computers and helped facilitate that in radios, and our entire focus was supporting in tracking incoming, outgoing mortar rounds and alerting. Not so much doing the alerting, but providing part of the alerting system, the CRAM system support while they were shooting mortars at us. So that was part of my job. And then '06, I came back. In the interim there, in a wild, weird twist, I was actually an Allegheny County employee for a brief period of time because I worked for 911, Newcom 911.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day, leading up to the deployment. And then they got absorbed into the county, and I never quit from Newcom. I just got absorbed in the county for like a couple weeks, and then I went to Iraq, and I came back and sort of worked for Allegheny County again as a dispatcher, but then got hired by the city.
Did you have to retest it all, or did they like
For the city?
Yeah.
No, they had to hold my position.
Yeah, it's like that.
Soldiers and Sailors Act requires that. But
Yeah.
I had asked about that, and they said, "No, we'll hold your position for a year." And I was like, "Well, I'm going to be gone for a year." And they're like, "We're holding your position." I'm like, "All right."
So you'll be getting up there in years. How many years you got left?
Well, technically, in February 26th, I'll have 20 complete. So that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
But I can't, as a city firefighter, it's 50 and 20, and then I can collect. So I got a couple more years. I'll be, 3 or 4 more, and then I can officially have what they call the flip off time. But we'll see what happens, So
Your son's standing in front of us. Just graduated
is.
from which county?
Prince William County.
Prince William County.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, we'll give a shout out to him. He's his mother and I and the rest of his family are very proud of him.
Yeah.
We're very very happy that he continued with the process and made it happen. Understandably, he's 4 hours away, but we're extremely proud that he did that. Honestly, it's kind of exciting. Not that he hasn't been a firefighter, because he started as a volunteer down in Etna with me years ago. I took him along, just like I got the 13-year-old that's running around here dragging equipment around doing stuff. And he took a liking to it. He seems to be inclined to the tech rescue stuff, which is cool.
Nerd.
And he's running with it, and I'm happy for him.
That's awesome.
Now I come from a family of on my mother's side would have been heating and air cooling, and then on my dad's side would have been painters.
Yeah.
So now he's a second-generation firefighter.
Yeah.
It's freaking awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what move did Jimmy's influence or anything move you guys up to Adams now? Because he's obviously a volunteer there. You kind of run with them sometimes.
I kind of run with them. Yeah. I kind of run with them. Jobs. Where are they going? Well, it can't be anything cool because it's not on the pulse of pointing. Or maybe it is. I don't know. They're partially running. Let's see. What do they got? Jobs? Prince William. No, we're not in Prince William. We're not watching Cody. We're going to find what's going on. Carbon monoxide alarm. Read the back of your carbon monoxide alarm, folks. If you're listening, this is your infomercial to read the back of your alarm for the alarms, please. Thank you. And,
or wait until 4 in the morning and then call your
then call your fire department then. But it was a mixed bag of tricks for us to come up. I know majority of the guys at Adams, and I have a lot of respect for them. And it's a interesting dynamic there, because they're welcoming to anybody, and that's a great thing, right? Because when you have that openness to accept anybody, and there's been departments, I've been to a handful where it's like, well, you kind of have to prove yourself, and that's understandable. But sometimes the proving yourself is well, just because you have paper trail, right? Like, we want to really see what you're going to do, and it's like, oh, all right. And most of the guys that are up there, I've done some work with, active scenes with, and they've seen where I'm at, so you get that little bit of edge on it in a sense. So, but yeah, Jimmy's influence was there for sure. It was without a doubt. His influence to be there was definitely there. And his passing made it even more. I knew, and personally, there was always discussion amongst several of us for years that Jimmy he'd retired at an early age and somehow become the fire chief for like Butler County in some way, shape, or form. There was no. I just want to go on record with saying there's no official paperwork on that, but there was always talk like Jimmy was working towards bigger and better things all the time. So, but it completely worked out. Great school district, Mars area school district, great area. Puts us, between her parents and my parents. So we're in a great spot. We did move, and it put us in a different position. But change is always a good thing, right? It's always what you make of it. And we looked at it as we needed to make it a change. So
nice.
Yeah.
What else? Favorite Jimmy memory while we're talking about him? I mean, you obviously spent
Jimmy memory.
A lot of time with him. You were good friends.
Yeah.
Taught with him, worked with him.
Yeah. So many different memories of Skimbo. I would say there's a handful. So I could tell you the first one, and I blame Crawford for this in some regard. Actually, I thank Crawford probably. When I first got on the job, I got asked to come out to FDIC and pretty much be a helper for Crawford's RIC class, right? So, but I got told you can't, and I'm sure hopefully the FDIC folks aren't watching, but I crashed in one of the instructors' room. Well, I got assigned to Joe Maggs, who was my lieutenant. Jimmy and Joe Maggs were both lieutenants at number 8 at the time. So I think the timing, I can't remember completely the timing, but I was assigned to their room. And so I got down there Sunday night, check in with them, and knocked on the door. And it's kind of hilarious. Joe's going to shake his head at me later. But so he opens the door, and he's in running shorts. I think he was working out, and that's all he's in. And I love you, Joe. I know you'll see this at some point maybe. But he looks like Teen Wolf, from like Michael J. Fox from Teen Wolf.
Full sweater.
It's the Sicilian. it's with admiration, again, Joe, that I'm saying this. And I'm like, oh, what's up, Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox? Door slams in my face, and I can just hear Jimmy rolling on the floor and they're giggling. Joe would not come back to the door. Jimmy had to come to the door and open the door and let me in, and he just said that was great. That was great. But no, there's many others where Jimmy got promoted as a captain, which was awesome, and he went to 32 for a number of years, and I still was kind of stuck at 8, kind of by choice, mostly by choice. I felt, I was on a different line at that point in time. I was also a driver instead of riding a backseat for Jimmy. I was driving on C-Line, which would have been for Joe, and then Captain Wiz, who was here, part of the Honor Guard, another great guy, ex-Philly firefighter for several years. And, here comes the dog. Hi, dog. And
got a dog.
Yeah. So he did that, and then we ran into each other during a preseason game, probably right before his passing, and it was like without skipping a beat, as it always was. Sat there and talked shop. We talked Adams. We talked volunteer. We talked firefighting. We talked tactics. And with Jimmy, it was always about asking questions. That's the one thing. Along with the fact that I had great admiration for the fact that he put his family first. He was always doing family time. He was, there was a little bit of spiritual God mixed in there with him. And I think it's great, and I'm humbled, as I always tell these guys when I'm up here helping, with the exception of not carrying stuff out. I'm sure I'll have to buy beers later and shots, but I'll make up for it.
For those of you not watching, there's 7 metric tons of shit in this ballroom that was set up, and once the final speaker is over, everybody just picks up stuff and starts carrying it, and Danny and I came over here and sat down in a chair and started drinking. So
well, we're not. Listen, let's clarify this. We're not the only ones drinking.
No.
Everybody's having a drink.
Yes.
But a lot of people are trying to just make light work of the heavy stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
You know, and when you, that's one thing I want to say. When you have the kids, right? The beautiful thing about kids, right? They're awesome to have kids. And then you have my kids are now in there. I brought them, and now they're in there doing.
They're like at a very useful age.
Yeah. So they're doing the work for me. Turn your hat around, you bum. You're a felon. That's what felons do. Turn their hats around. Damn kids, man. If you know, Captain Dugan, if you're watch this at any case in time, you need to come down here and see this young man. I tried. So, but Jimmy's been a huge advocate at educating, and he was always that kind of guy that he would lead and guide you and educate you by asking questions. I had great admiration for that, and I am trying daily to do that in every aspect of my life, is to just ask questions and be humble and understand that my way isn't always the best way, and other people's ways could work better or be the way, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that the water can over there for the
It is.
the watering?
Yeah, the can for the Fools event. We got that there. I got to take it back. We'll hopefully later we'll have it out for the Fool's blessing.
Yeah.
And then we'll do an auction. Theoretically. Yeah, we're going to auction off the ability to douse me in Captain and Coke, and maybe we'll see if we can make Hifty for the no plugs there, but we'll make Hifty for the second year.
Yeah.
You know,
Have you
it's
seen?
awesome.
I got a bunch of our guys bought them. They have it on their online store. It's just a plain white T-shirt. It says "Wealthy Suburban Firefighter." It's gonna be a Lebo thing.
There you go.
They got a lights out apparel store. They come up with some good ideas.
Yeah.
So, all right, man.
Yeah.
We always end with some closing remarks, words of wisdom. You know, you've been in the fire service for a while. Now you raised good kids. One of them's now in it.
Yeah.
Anything encompassing that you wish to impart?
I don't know. Always keep your eyes open, your ears receptive, and your mind and heart open just as much. And close the one thing you have the least of. Right? You know, engage in conversation. Use that one thing to ask questions so you can receive information, process, determine, brace everybody, and hear from them. You know, everybody's got a little something to give to you, and it takes a village. It takes a village to raise not only just people but firemen. So we all got to do our part.
Amen, brother. Well, cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Give me your coffee.
Yeah, okay, here's my coffee.
Cheers. All right, well, we're signing off.
All
I think that's it from Friday this weekend. I'm taking a class tomorrow, so no podcasting, and I think I'm going to edit together all these little mini interviews. And
cool.
Make one episode of,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Until you get a couple more in you, and then we're back here at like 10:15.
I just got to open the laptop and hook 19 wires
Yeah,
up.
just don't do live. I think you should probably record anything that happens between now and tomorrow morning should just be recorded and reviewed for prosperity's sakes and see what's worthy. So, but
all right, guys. Man. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.